Let me start with a variation of what I said last night, and that is I can't understand when the FOMO is going to start. The stock is up nicely this morning, but when you take a look at the videos and when you take a look at some of what the analysts are saying, respected analysts, it is shocking to me that we are not at all-time highs already. As mentioned by one headline, it's possible that the Elon Musk pay package is one of the things that's standing in the way. But the betting is heavily saying that Elon's pay package is going to go through, even though Robert Denholm was out this morning on CNBC, making sure that everybody's out there voting. All I can say is the time is coming. We're on the way to breakthrough in Tesla stock. So whatever you want to make of that, you need to do your own research. This is not investment advice. It is life advice, and it's advice based on watching the stock, watching the company, watching the man, watching Elon Musk for all of these years. He is a difference maker, and the difference is going to be something that's going to help you and I financially very shortly. Maybe, I mean, obviously, for many of us, it already had a very nice impact on our income. Business Insider says this morning, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Autonomous cars are solved. This is Adam Jonas writing Monday, adding that when he says solved, he doesn't mean perfect, but perfect enough to pull the safety driver at scale in major metropolitan areas. Jonas also said that this is the moment that changes transportation forever. The Morgan Stanley analyst is basing this on Musk's claim that the robotaxi ride-hailing service will expand to 8 to 10 metro areas by the end of the year, and that safety drivers in Austin, Texas will be removed in 2 months. Musk on the second quarter call said Tesla robotaxis would cover half the U.S. population before the end of the year. He has projected Tesla would achieve self-driving this year or next year for nearly a decade. So this is not a new claim, but we know because we're watching and we're seeing, and some of us are driving already, not me, but many of the people in the community are already driving 14.1.4, and it's incredible. From our discussions with Tesla, it appears the only thing preventing Tesla from pulling the drivers is its own abundance of caution, Jonas said. Our understanding is there's no other explicit regulatory approval required to pull the drivers in Texas. It's our longstanding opinion that if you solve autonomy for cars, you solve autonomy for many other form factors of AI-enabled robotics like aviation, marine industry, weapons, etc., Jonas added. While Jonas sounded a bullish tone on Tesla solving autonomous driving, he pointed out Tesla's comment from the conference call that only 12% of all Tesla owners are even paying FSD customers. Morgan Stanley estimates that FSD penetration in North America is closer to 20%. But you can imagine what's going to happen when that increases, the amount of money that's going to come into the coffers as a result of going from 15 or 20% to 30 or 40%. It's going to be massive. Tesla stock advanced 1.4% before Monday's, already up 2.3 last time I checked. Shares declined on Friday, but found support in the 21-day moving average. Overall, Tesla fell 1.3% last week following the earnings. Aggressive investors should use Friday's high of $451.68 as an early entry. Tesla stock is a traditional handle buy point at 470.75, as has been mentioned almost every day by these folks. Morris blog was out testing this weekend. Of course, he's been very busy right now trying to make sure that he tests every single one of these new iterations of 14. He says, we expect that worldwide regulatory approval will require something on the order of 6 billion miles. This is what Elon Musk had said a long time ago. Customers have now used FSD supervised for a total of 6 billion miles as of yesterday. So that's like a big milestone, according to Musk. And overall, the safety continues to be very good. And as Elon mentioned, we are on track to remove the person from inside the car altogether, starting with Austin. Marian Knopfel has it this way. He says, Tesla's robotaxi just got airport access, and it doesn't even need you. Tesla's Bay Area ride-hailing service can now pick up passengers at San Jose's Airport Terminal 7. Cruising through their own special rideshare lane, like VIPs that never ask for tips. It's part of Tesla's big plan to take over California airports after launching autonomous transport in July 2025 and chasing permits for San Francisco and San Francisco International, SFO, and Oakland. Basically, acting like getting picked up by a robot is a new cool flex. Walter Bloomberg, that's not the real Walter Bloomberg. He goes under the, maybe it is, maybe that's his name, but anyway, he goes under the handle of Delta One on X. Daiwa Capital Markets raises Tesla target prices to 420 from 300. This would be maybe the fifth or sixth major change in price targets. Shepard highlighted that production for the Cybercab Semi and Megapack, oh, looky, somebody who actually mentioned some of the other product lines, remain on track for full year 2026, with Optimus production targeted also for 2026. Tesla also expects a notable increase in CapEx, projected at $9.2 billion for full year 2025 and up to $12 billion for full year 2026. The firm remains bullish on Tesla's medium to long-term prospects, citing upside potential from energy storage, FSD, robotaxi, semis, and Optimus bots. Somebody who really gets it. This is from Zhongwen, ZHONGWEN 2005. Tesla's Shanghai Gigafactory has reached full production capacity with Model YL output at approximately 2,500 units per week. So it's very close to what, well, I mean, it's within reason of what Brian Wang was predicting. He thought it might be as high as 4,000, but apparently it's maxing out at 2,500. So Brian, put that into your numbers. As I mentioned, Chair Robin Denholm was on a CNBC interview this morning. Here are the top 5 takeaways from that. Number 1, AI as a transformative force. Denholm emphasized that AI is truly transformative, serving as a foundation for Tesla's autonomous driving and new revenue streams beyond vehicle sales. Number 2, defense of Musk's compensation. The board firmly supports Elon Musk's 2018 performance-based pay package, viewing it as aligned with shareholder interest and long-term value creation recently ratified by investors. She's in support of that one as well, of course, asking people to vote for the new one. Number 3, diversified growth outlook. Tesla anticipates strong demand in energy storage and autonomy, shifting towards recurring revenue from software and data services to fuel expansion. Number 4, progress in full self-driving. FSD remains a core priority with significant advancements in AI driving technology. And number 5, no AI bubble for Tesla. Addressing hype concerns, Denholm stressed the company's focus on delivering real-world value like safer roads and innovative business models rather than speculation. I think she's referring there to the digital idea versus the real-world idea. And pretty much everybody says that real-world AI is going to be where the money is going to be made. And Tesla is clearly so far in the lead on that at every level of the stack. Not just the fact you're going to have AI in cars and AI in robots. No, it's about their data center. It's about the data that they already own. It's about the doing everything from mining and refining all the way through to applications and inference. Barron's, the entire market benefited from trade. Oh, let's see. Let me see here. Okay, the entire market benefited from trade progress between China and the U.S., the world's 2 largest economies. Over the weekend, negotiators developed a framework for a trade deal, which Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said could form the basis of discussions between President Trump and Chinese President Xi later this week, Thursday. Before the meeting, investors got earnings from key companies. Before that meeting, investors get earnings this week from key companies Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta. That'll be on Wednesday, and then Amazon and Apple on Thursday. That's in addition to the Fed. Holy mackerel. These 5 firms are worth some $15 trillion, 25% of the value of the entire S&P. All right. And then, yeah, see, I knew I missed my intro somewhere here. There we go. So I want to let you know that this is Randy Kirk and that we, the authors of the book, Grok Helping, we compiled a list of the top 126 most consequential individuals in AI. And we put them in the order of impact. Now, that is in the book. You need to buy the book to see it. So for $2.99, you can get the Kindle. All right, let's see. Trump this morning is only at 46%. He's having a rough week in terms of his ratings. That's about as low. I think that's the lowest I've ever seen him. I think it's been tied with the lowest. My guess is after the Xi meeting on Thursday, after the Fed lowers interest rates, anyway, I think there's a lot of good stuff going on that could get those ratings back up again. Trueflation this morning is at 2.48 on the overnights. Now remember, 0.4 of that is tariffs, which is not inflation. Then you got goods inflation is at 2.81. Now, the goods inflation, remember, goods represent about 30% of our economy. So even if 1.2% of that was inflation, that would get you down to, was tariffs, that would get you down to, got it, because you multiply by 3, get it 30%. It's actually a little more, 3.3 if you want to be technical. So if you take the 1.2 away, then you've got 1.6. So even goods inflation right now, after tariffs are out, because they're not going to go up again next year, they're going to stay the same. So next year, in other words, equivalent, right now, you'd be at 1.6. Core inflation at 2.36, services at 2.3, PCE at 2.68. All looking pretty good to me. All right, where are we this morning on the numbers? Well, maybe the FOMO is finally kicking in. Tesla's up 3.19 right now at 447.56. So we're bumping up against that 450 again. If we break through 450, I don't know. Who knows where we go from there? I guess back to 470 would be the next step because we get the 450, then the 470. After 470, then we would be all-time highs, and then 500. All of that could happen before the meeting for sure. NASDAQ up 1.34 this morning. We've got the Dow Jones up 0.53 and the S&P up 0.84. Of course, all of those are record highs. We've got the Magnificent Seven all up this morning. The only one that's even close to Tesla would be, you got Meta up 2%. You got Google up 2%. Yeah, all doing pretty good here. All right, VIX is down to 15.78% again. That's a pretty good number. That is risk on again. Then we got the Cathie Woods. Interestingly, the Cathie Woods are mixed. Now, the bond market is having a little bit of a sell-off this morning, so that could be impacting the Cathie Woods, but I'm really kind of shocked. And in fact, in particular, the genomics are the ones that are down right now, the ones that are in the medical field. I don't get it, don't know why. And even RK, though, is down, which should be benefiting from the Tesla move. Okay. Don't know. Don't get it, don't understand it. So I'm not going to make any more comments. The bonds right now, oh, good. It's not as bad as it was earlier. So we're now up only 2.5 basis points at 4.022. We've got the oil this morning up 10 cents, 61.60. As you know, I find that to be just fine, almost perfect. 61, 62, 63, just about perfect. Natural gas up 2.09%, 337, so a little bit relaxed compared to last week. Gold, here we go, down $118 at 402.1 and 50 cents. I'm sure that the 4,000, as I mentioned, is going to be a tough thing to break through. But if we do break through to 4,000, maybe we'll be heading back to my 3,400. If you sold your gold at 440, good for you. At 4,400, good for you. Silver down 3.72, down even more than gold this morning at 46.77. Copper up 0.8 at $5.16, pretty close to where it's been recently. The dollar is mixed. I'm looking at it being down, but not very much. And we're looking at Bitcoin down, up another 1149. It's still pretty let's say that might be starting to look attractive at 114.7. Again, not investment advice. I think I own $10 worth of Bitcoin. I'm not planning to buy any Bitcoin. I have no intention yet of being in that market. That doesn't mean you shouldn't. Ethereum up 1.76 this morning at 4,139.74. And there you go. I think that's all there is of that. Later on today, yes, normal day. It will be Larry Goldberg, who continues to be, I think, your favorite overall, followed by Brian White, where he and I always have a ton of fun, as well as hopefully inform you about some of the more granular details about what's happening at the factories and whatnot. So hope you'll be back to watch all of that. Last night, I did two shows. So I did the regular Monday morning show where I talked about the economy in general, as always, and what's going to be happening this week, which is still relevant if you didn't watch it last night. And then right after that, I did a very, very, I believe, comprehensive analysis of the economy, borrowing heavily from two articles from Fortune magazine and one article from Trueflation, their blog, which this month I bought it. It was good. They're getting better at this, says Randy Kirk. Anyway, I would recommend both of those. I'm putting both cards up. Let's see. Is there anything else? Yeah, of course, I want you to buy the book. Remind you again that there was this horrific some individual who had some kind of a rant, who didn't read the book, who put up this terrible review. All the other reviews are 5 stars. Every other review is saying that the book is amazing. This one guy is like, you can clearly see, if you go read the review, you can clearly see he didn't read the book, okay? And gave 1 star. And so I've asked everybody, I'm asking you again, if you haven't already done it, go up and go to that review. And down at the bottom, it says, what does it say? It says, report. That's it, report. You click on report, and then they'll give you some choices. I'm saying we should all, everybody should push the part that says fake. So it's not really fraudulent, it's just fake, okay? So it was fake because he didn't read the book. I mean, and again, you look at it, you decide for yourself, but clearly he didn't read the book. All right. And then while you're there, if you haven't bought it yet, buy one. If you haven't bought one for your kids, if you've got kids and they're late teens, early 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, but 40, if they're still, in the workforce and they're planning to be in the workforce for the next 20 years, they need to read this book. Okay. So buy one for Christmas or buy it for immediate. That's the key. Okay, even if you're 65 and you're planning to be in the workforce in the next 10 years, I recommend you read it. Now, if you're already out of the workforce and you don't really care that much about what happens with robots and self-driving cars, okay, not such a big deal. But anybody in the workforce needs to read this book. That's what I'm claiming. And anybody that's going into the workforce. So buy some for a friend. All right, this is Randy Kirk. It's been great talking to you.